Flashpoint may have found its directors. Creed 2 finds its villain, and Chris Hemsworth unsure about his future in the MCU. All this and more on your F-Word News Weekly Roundup. Hey guys, it's G from the F-Word here for your news. Top stories of the week that I have picked, that I've talked about the most with other people, and just, general stuff I like to talk about. Let's get into it. Chris Hemsworth, our Thor. One character that a lot of felt was boring and now is a hero due to Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok may have sparked his interest in the character, because before he was like, don't know how long I want to play this character, don't know how long he'll have, all that stuff. And then Thor Ragnarok turns its beautiful, beautiful head and says, hey, we can do this. And they did, with it being a huge hit. And now Chris Hemsworth being like, I think I want to do more of this. This is the Thor that I like. We reinvented the character. A lot of people like him. He's not just the dude with the hammer, which is huge, because you don't want to be just the dude with the hammer. And Thor Ragnarok was a huge hit. On the one hand, you can say, okay, you nailed it with that one. Why wouldn't you want to keep going with it and making us laugh? Because that's one side of me. The other side of me is the die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. They reinvented Thor. They may not need to do another standalone Thor again after this one. You go out with it a bang and you just leave everybody just super happy, wishing for more but not quite getting it, but not ruining your concept and the style that you've created. Let him be a part of Infinity War and Avengers 4. We got the Thor that all of us didn't know we wanted but knew we needed, and we're all super excited about it. We can't wait for the DVD to come out. I'm checking every day and bouncing around, counting down the days until that DVD comes out, because I want me some Thor Ragnarok ASAP. I can't tell you how many times I listened to the Immigrant song just picturing those scenes in my head. Next, Creed 2. Creed was a hit, no doubt about it. Creed 2 looks like it's also going to be a hit. And they've cast Ivan Drago's son. This guy. My lord. This guy's a monster. All I can think of and all I can say is Michael B. Jordan better go get his Black Panther outfit, because I don't know how he's going to beat this guy. Drago was a force, and this looks like the force is about to awaken. See what I did there? Do I think this is going to make it better or worse? I have no idea. They've got Ryan Coogler. They got Michael B. Jordan. They got Stallone. They've got, a really good foundation here. This guy's just going to add a physical presence that Ivan Drago brought to Rocky IV. A physical presence that just scares the bejeebus out of all of us. Especially me. Next, Flashpoint, the movie 2020, coming out. Ezra Miller starring as the Flash has possibly found their directors in John Francis Daley and Jonathon Goldstein. Now, if you don't know who these guys are, well, the one guy actually was in the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds and Justin Long and a few other people. I think Dane Cook was in that one. And he was Mitch. For all of you who have seen Waiting, you know who I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, check that movie out. It's pretty good. These guys have written and directed a couple of things. Mostly written in terms of Horrible Bosses. And they wrote Spider-Man Homecoming, which no one walked out of Spider-Man Homecoming and said, damn, that writing was so good. But no one said, damn, that writing sucked. So it's kind of a, even balance, because the movie was good. However, they did direct Vacation starring Ed Helms. And that was just a big pile of garbage. So I don't know how I feel about this, because we may have a Han Solo story situation going on here where they brought Lord and Miller, two very funny guys, very good writers, creators, Lego Batman, all that stuff, but weren't a right fit for the Han Solo movie, and everyone thought it was going in such a jokey direction that these guys needed to get gone. And now we bring in these guys, two comedy guys, to go into a Flash movie, which, yes, the Flash is supposed to be the comedic relief in the DCU, whatever they call it right now. However, it's a bit of a risk, because the DCEU has had some stumbles. We all know. We had good directors with a good pedigree that didn't deliver as well, and this DC world is kind of crumbling beneath them, which is a bit of a disappointment, because there are millions of fans out there, and myself included, that really want to see this thing just finally take off, get us that second kind of Wonder Woman feel where everyone's on board, everyone loves it, has a great time, and they have a great movie under their belt. Man of Steel as well for me. And go forward, I just don't know if these guys are the guys to do it. Lastly, if you're a Spider-Man fan like I am, then this week was pretty freaking awesome because Tom Hardy on Instagram released this picture. Carnage. This is what this means, by the way, that Carnage is gonna be in the Venom movie. There's no reason why Tom Hardy would do that. However, we don't know in what capacity. Don't think they've cast anybody for it. At least I haven't seen anything on IMDb. And he immediately removed it after. So he did something naughty. Something very Tom Holland-ish. If you've been following how Tom Holland kind of gives out information freely, but he's just an excited guy and I don't blame him sometimes. But yeah, that thing went up. People went nuts. Second thing was that Peter Parker is going to be in this because Tom Holland was seen on set shooting with them. But it's not going to be Spider-Man. It will be Peter Parker. At least that's the only somewhat confirmation we get from this, which I think is not bad. It's not horrible. We need kind of Peter Parker with Eddie Brock. However, Tom Hardy is a monster and Tom Holland is a skinny kid. So I don't know how they're going to actually honor the original in any way, but just having him there for a couple days doesn't mean that he's going to be in there for a really long time. But the Carnage thing is probably the biggest thing. Venom needs Carnage, Carnage needs Venom, and Carnage also wants everybody else, and that could introduce us to the rest of the symbiote world, which would just be crazy, because there's a lot of them, and I don't know how far they're going to go. Again, definitely not the best thing that he did that. However, for us, it's just awesome, and it gives us insight to it, which is why I left for the best for last. And aside from the Ninja Turtles, who are my, they're tied for first, it's Spider-Man, and nothing makes me more excited than seeing symbiotes all over the place and Spider-Man fighting them and Venom fighting them and pretty much people fighting all over the place. Anyways, that's your news weekly roundup. Probably like the third week in January 2018. Jesus. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the topics in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your opinion on things. You can email us at thefwordpodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet me at the FwordsG on, of course, Twitter. Make sure you're following Entertain Facts again to our live show, which we're going to be doing around bi-weekly. We're working on a schedule right now to get in. We talk about the news of that week. Plus, we get live questions from the fans. Last time, I think we had about 250, 260 people. So thank you everybody who was a part of that. It was a lot of fun. And again, we release it on YouTube. Just if you're hanging around the house and you want to just hear a bunch of guys answer questions from fans and talk movies. That's your Newsweek Roundup. I'm G, and I'm out.